everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Play Slay the Spire. We've been doing okay. We got deadlier elites. As the game gets harder, we grow a little bit stronger. I'll take a common relic. Dude, that's a great relic. There's nothing common about that relic. I've been lied to. To be able to switch into a relevant stance earlier, like that for example, on most turn ones, I mean, it's rendered that fight very simple. I'm not saying we got it locked down. I'm just saying for now it's okay. Let's get, if we're gonna rely on Wrath stance early, I think it's important. Probably cut a defend there. It's important that we have the ability to exit the stance, which is why I added empty body. I don't really love any of these enough with such little money. And by any of these, I mean literally the one card we have, which is Prostrate. Eternal Feather, so we will heal easily. It's a bit of a tough one here, but I think we have to pretty much just commit to taking you out ASAP. So let's draw 3 attacks. Sure. And we got him. Cost us a potion, but it went okay. Meal ticket. Okay, lots of lots of relevant HP related items, I suppose. I think we should get a little elite heavy here, honestly. And let's upgrade Lesson Learned just to extend its range a little bit. You know I overrate Lesson Learned, but it's still awesome. So I'm just like, okay, Eruption will do 9. You could be on 30. We could kill you and take 20 damage. Honestly, I think we heal so quickly. No, we can't kill you. That's my bad. We'll stall a little bit then. I don't love the way I did that turn. But we heal so much from every campfire and also from every shop that I think we can afford to be a little bit more, I don't want to say reckless, but we can use our HP as a resource more openly. Let's put it that way, shall we? So there's an easy upgrade. This is probably the worst fight for us because we can't just reliably stay in the state we want to stay in. But it's still, you can tell, it's not going that bad. I will say we've only added 2 cards to our deck, so we got a long way to go before we can actually feel super confident in this, particularly like attack-wise. I mean, this is an 11-card deck. We are not really in the sort of position where we're like, oh yeah, we got this, it's locked down, dude. But, you know, before too long, hopefully we'll be a little bit more okay here. The ideal situation here is to draw Eruption. No Eruption, but we can at least get primed. Okay, maybe Eruption this turn, plus an attack. Okay. We took some damage, but it's not that bad. Letter Opener Flex Potion is very good. We still need more attacks in this deck, and I think follow-up is where we want to be there. Darkstone. We'll see how this fight goes, and this will, to some extent, I think... Yeah, we did that super wrong. Will, to some extent, determine where we're going from here. But we can reliably kill enemies with like 20 HP when we're in the Wrath state. Definitely a cut-through fate, I think, is a nice add here. Shop. That would have been a nice time for an accidental shop. I think you play it. You play it like this. Yeah, it's a little, this is a complicated deck to pilot to some extent right now. It's not super complicated. What the heck is Sash Whip? If the last card played this combat was an attack apply 1 week. It's a new card, right? And presumably, ooh, jeez. It's kind of like a different sort of follow-up. This heals us just a little, but enough to be pretty pleased, I think. You know, I'm still gonna rest, just in case. We can always, you know, upgrade at our boss fight campfire if we want to. I'd just rather not get in too deep too early. And, you know, if we can stall for lesson learned, that's kind of ideal right here. I think we'll start here. And you know what? I do think I want to draw Calmness. But not Exit Stance. We really have to work in concert here with a combination of lesson learned plus Wrath in order to maximize... You know, let me just rephrase. Basically, every time we use lesson learned, it's like a bad campfire, which is great. It's amazing. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. So we definitely want lesson learned. We'll just ice ya. Upgraded Sash Whip so we don't have to. Fantastic. It only weakens you for a turn, but still. How do I like my odds against the boss right now? I couldn't be happier, really. I'd still like some good... Like, Talk to the Hand would be amazing. Admittedly, Master Reality... Does it cost 1 when it's upgraded? It does, okay. Because it costs 1 when it's upgraded, we can go with it. And we'll upgrade it right away. Getting a smite or a safety every single turn is extremely good. I think we have enough damage. We'll just take the safety play for now. And I think we'll go here, weaken you, and save the miracle just in case. So I'm not gonna, you know, pretend like this run's in a bad spot. It's definitely quite the opposite. I feel like we essentially have a spectacular run right now. I think it's not really archetype driven. We just have a bunch of very, very good cards. So as long as we're able to play safety, we got nothing to worry about here. This might be a good turn with which to do a little bit of damage. Hopefully we'll be able to exit stance before too long. So we want to be able to play Vigilance. Let's weaken you for sure. 10 damage. Seems good to me. We're going to stack up... The only danger here that I can see is that we might actually stack up a few too many safeties. Just 2 energy back. You're doing 12 damage. Might as well just stay in this state a little while longer. We really... Like, here's how confident I am right now. I would honestly like to be able to use lesson learned to kill you. And I don't see a good reason why we wouldn't be able to do that right now. So we'll start here. Didn't get a choice, but that's okay because we got great stuff. We'll weaken you. You're doing 20 damage. It's not bad, actually. Now all we have to do is draw a lesson learned or stall until we can draw a lesson learned. And we haven't played it, right? We're definitely gonna draw it here. Okay, 26 damage, beautiful. Even just hitting a defend is a really good get. I'll level with you. I don't really love any of these cards. I do think maybe you could make a case for Flow State. Unraveling, I'm sure, can also be good. But I'm gonna go Flow State for now. I think it has lowest risk and lowest reward. So Fusion Hammer is not even really like a negative, but I do look at Cursed Key, and I'm like, you know, basically every time we open a chest, we're going to get 6 maximum HP, which is also very good. And we can remove them at shops, remove the curses at shops. So I think as long as we hit this shop, we're pretty happy. But in order to hit that shop, we have to fight un-elite. I don't really mind fighting an elite, but I also don't mind not fighting an elite. Surprise, surprise. We'll still stick with safety. I have no doubt that there's probably a good reason to take Smite. But safety is... It patches the exact hole that we have in our deck right now. Which is our defense is whack. 12 block per turn is no joke. It can even help us stay in the Wrath state without taking damage. So you're doing 15 damage. Still fine. It should be clear, like, we have a deck of good cards. That's pretty much where I'm at with this. Hold on. I'm just thinking. If I hit you for 9, I don't think we can get you. No, I think I'd rather play this a little cool. Is this cool or is this lame? I think it's cool, but it looks lame. And yeah, your buff is meaningless. So just having the safeties is fine. So this will enter Wrath if we want. We'd be taking 24 damage. So I'll tell you, I do not want. Keep a safety in hand. We're just picking our moment. You know, we can afford to be patient with this deck right now. So this is a big turn for us. The follow-up's always good. And then I'm like, Eruption, Lesson Learned will get us there. Okay, so we picked our moment. I do think this is actually worthwhile, especially because we have Flow State. We need other ways to enter Wrath, basically. So I'm like, okay. We can, like, enter Wrath, do some damage, enter Vigilance, enter Wrath. Is that any good at all? I don't think so. Well, we'd rather, if we're going to enter Wrath, we'd rather enter for free. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. That's fine. Now we can exit. If we're going to exit, we'd rather exit like this. Take no damage. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Dude, I'm telling you, Lesson Learned is so unbelievably good. I know you don't need me to tell you that. Finally, we got a good use of Flow State as well. But, like, it's such an unbelievably great addition. I think to, like, literally any deck. I think we're okay on strikes. We've added better attacks. We haven't really added better blocks yet. We're not gonna take the curse right off the bat. We don't need it yet. So Flow State needs to be upgraded. We don't need the max HP. We're gonna get enough max HP naturally, you know, just by opening boxes. So I think we're okay here. We can't exit. We can exit Wrath. Okay, so you start here for sure. You definitely. I mean, this is a tempting play for sure. Takes you down to 29. This does 32 damage. I almost feel guilty about how good this feels right now. I definitely think we need better blocks, and this is a better block. So let's start here. You're gonna hit pretty hard, but do this. Do this. You're hitting for 18, which is relatively high. But we're blocking for 18, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the exact right amount. Oh, this is dumb. I love it. The other thing is, Tungsten Rod is really good at taking out a specific type of enemy. An enemy that hits multiple times for relatively low damage gets bodied really hard by Tungsten Rod. So I'm very happy with that. I don't even think we need... I picked Smite by accident. Good God. I still don't think we need to crunch the numbers. We gotcha. Empty Fist is interesting. I definitely don't think we need it. Pantograph, very nice. Now we just want, I was just going to say, a shop immediately after. Remove that, and thanks for the max HP. I really appreciate it. Would love a talk to the hand, but can't afford it. Conclude for AoE is definitely, it's tempting, but the deck is going so well right now, I feel like we don't necessarily need to go for it, you know? So I'm like, here's my play. Miracle, Sanctity, get the draw. It's bad draw, but at least we're not drawing it next turn. Hit him with the Crush Joints, which makes Sash Whip work. You're not gonna get him. You could probably get him. 24. No, you definitely cannot get him. Unless you could get him. 13, 13, 24. And we get to save, we take 3 damage. Whatever. We get to save, we take 2 damage actually thanks to Tungsten Rod. Strange. We get to save our Flex Potion, which might be more useful for us later as well. I mean, this feels like... It's like cheating right now. It's too easy. Third Eye is really good, I think. We don't get much value out of the Scry. I mean, honestly, I don't really think we need the block because we're going to have safety like every turn anyway. So why would we take a 1 damage, a 1 energy 9 block when we could have a 1 energy 12 block? There is a real answer, by the way, because the 9 block gives you Scry. I just don't know if it's that valuable for us. Dude. It's so good. And like, you're just gonna upgrade the only things that haven't been upgraded, I guess, but... You're doing 18 damage. It's not that bad. But like, let's play Miracle Sanctity. It's a big help to start with. Then Crush Joints, and this works for us. I think we'd like Sash Whip, please. Takes you down to 13 damage. Dude, I'll call it. Like, we could still lose, because sometimes the losses just sneak up on you. But this is, for sure, the most comfortable run we've had up to this point, I think. Might as well enter Wrath. Strike, Sash Whip for weakness. Exit stance. Still taking no damage. Still getting letter opener plays. I have been a coward for not trying to fight elites. Oh well, it's working. I also, like... Got him. Honestly, we could remove Lesson Learned from our deck now. Definitely still want a safety. It doesn't need to be there. Okay, so where do we go here? We'd like to have a way to leave our stance, and we did not get one. That's okay. 14 damage is nothing right now. So take the guy with 57 HP. Gonna catch him with the old Sash Whip. Get him with the old Cut Through Fate. What do we want? Definitely, I think, a follow-up. We could have done some stance play there. I don't know how valuable it would have been. This guy's gonna die next turn for sure. Losing Flow State is not relevant right now. Losing Lesson Learned is not relevant in general right now because every card in our deck has already been upgraded. We might as well start with Sanctity because Crush Joints does the same amount of damage like no matter what here. Gives us Lesson Learned back. So follow up now works. Cut Through Fate. Don't want to see any of these. Give me my good cards, please. You're doing 8 damage, which is not relevant. Okay. He's a little bit stronger, but not scary at all. We don't have a lot of attacks here. I think we, like... Hear me out here. I think we like Vigilance into Crescendo. Kill you. We don't really need the flow state. I'd rather get the block. And I think we're not going to play Sash Whip. I think we're just going to exit stance. We're not taking any extra damage. Then we'll hit you. I mean, looking at the damage, I'm like, maybe we could have done that better. But it's hard to argue that you could do it better when, like, it already looks like we're doing very well. Might as well get rid of Lesson Learned. The only thing I'm worried about now is, like, getting the damage output to kill this guy. But I don't... We've been hit, like, once on this whole freaking floor. So I think you play a safety and then a crush joints to start working that down. You probably just play 2 safeties after that. We take 15 damage, which is actually 14 damage. It's not that bad, but we got to take advantage of this as an opportunity to get in there. You're doing 52 damage. Honestly, we should probably just hit the crap out of you again. Unfortunately, that requires having some freaking draw. So I still think, I'm like, okay, I think our line is like Vigilance, Sanctity, Flow State. Nah, you can play it cooler than that. I think you play Safety, Sanctity, and then Strike, Follow Up, Flow State. Yeah, so we're taking 5 damage. We did more than 5, in case that's not obvious. I think we should start here, and let's save this for next turn, I think. So what was the game plan here? Now Sash Whip does that. We can play a defend and then a crush joints. You're vulnerable headed into the next turn. We're gonna draw Eruption. Presumably, you can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. Okay. It's clear we could use a little bit more damage, but that still went very well. I think you definitely want to go Ragnarok. Double Master Reality and getting a smite and a safety strikes me as hilarious, but also a little scary. And we'll just go Sozu. I mean, these are the relics you want, basically. We couldn't have done too much better here. Ragnarok is really good. Just want to make sure our chest could have a shop after it. I guess we're just going to have to accept we're probably going to have a curse in our deck. So, this into safety is good. Let's start with, we know we're going to want to defend. No, we don't, because we can play Sanctity to cover for 9 instead. So let's do that to get the draw along with it. Start working this guy down, I think. Do we want to draw Calmness? I think so. And if we want to draw Calmness, we're going to want to draw... I mean, Flow State works fine, and we could probably do a little bit of a number here. But I think I'd rather save it for next turn and try to pop off with the Crescendo and hopefully have another means to exit stance, but I don't think we will. We definitely don't. Okay, so... could you kill 2 of these guys if you had to? We can actually block reasonably well. Like, we can put up 20 block. We'd take 14 damage. It's pretty bad, but on the other hand, I'm like, okay, if I pop this, you're dead. You're probably not dead. I don't like it, but I do think our best turn is basically this right here. Definitely put you closest to death for the next turn. And Tungsten Rod will reduce 2 damage. It's not great, but we're here. I mean, Crescendo Ragnarok is really strong. Might as well crush joints and get Ragnarok going. Leave just you alive, and then Lesson Learned can pop and hit Ragnarok? You gotta draw it, though. You gotta draw it, though? I think you just kill him. These are not the enemies to try to play around with. I do still think Bowling Bash is worthwhile. You don't want to play around trying to make something work with those guys. Is what I mean. I think you definitely do not remove a card. My thinking is we're going to need to remove a card anyway. Because we're going to have curses added to our deck. Why make life harder than it needs to be, right? So, I mean, like, Eruption. It's hard to deviate from that, you know? We're definitely going to enter Vigilance. So I think we just do, like, Crush Joints, Vigilance, Sanctity. We take no damage. You are easy to kill next turn. This doesn't kill you, but we also have a strike. I'm so unworried about Lesson Learned right now. Nah. This is a very strong 20-card deck, in my opinion. So, the question becomes, where do you go after this? I'd kind of still like to dodge elites, so I think you go here. It's cowardice. But if it's cowardice and it works, it's not cowardice in some way. Okay, so we're going to enter Crescendo. Lesson Learned gets a kill, which is not really that good anymore. How did we create a situation in which we have no block turn 1? I don't mind, because every time we go to a shop, we heal for 400, but, like, I'm surprised. So we gotta hit you pretty hard. That's one way to do it. Nah, we don't need it. 6, huh? I think I'll take 1 to make sure you're dead, which is actually 0, which is good to know, honestly. And then I'll use Empty Body, although it would be really nice to have Master Reality. So let's get Master Reality working with safety, which for 1 energy is going to make it easy enough to get like an attack on you per turn. So you go here, hit him. If I hit you again, you're not going to hurt me. And then we'll probably just stall. It's not bad. Don't think we need it. It's gonna take a little work. Requires upgradable cards. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that. 10 block turn 1. Actually pretty good against the Time Lord. I obviously don't want to be made weak whenever possible, but dude, I love seeing that these guys aren't even going to attack on turn 1. Like, what's wrong with you? This is the perfect turn to attack on. Let's just draw a follow-up. I think we just want maximum damage here. Yo, that was majestic. Don't need it. Shops, please. Lose Empty Body plus. Lose Master Reality plus. Or lose... I don't even think we played Bowling Bash. So, get out of here. I will add a colorless card to my deck. You gotta admit, that'd be hilarious. I think Secret Weapon is good in order to get Ragnarok. It's a really good 1-card play to ruin the Timekeeper's life. So we definitely want safety in hand. We'll play this to get draw. This is a really weird fight still. I don't know how you fight this guy, short of entering Wrath and then using Ragnarok to just crush him. So I think because we have Flow State, we can afford to... you know, start there. We also have Empty Body. It's true. So you gotta hit him with Ragnarok. You probably will not hit him with anything else. So he's doing 32 damage. Flow state takes care of most of that. There you go. It's a start. I would rather he didn't add a curse to my deck, so let's work on him a little. The question is whether or not you even want to hit him with Ragnarok. I think you can live with Ragnarok's safety. Yeah, taking a little damage there, it's not that bad. You're going to heal anyway before the boss. So we'll definitely just roll Sanctity. Basically, I just want to one-tap you. So I'm not going to worry too much about this. I want to not be cursed whenever possible. You think we can get him on this turn if we go like Vigilance, Flow State, and then just start like going for it? Yeah, that's not bad. I like Protect, but it's like not as good as Safety for a number of different reasons. Rest, Recall, who cares? Okay, so where do we go here? On a big turn with Ragnarok, pop the Flex Potion. Apart from that, we know we want Master Reality. Let's get safeties out here. We probably want to hit him pretty hard on turn 1. We don't need to play anything else. Don't play anything else. So this turn, number 1 priority would be exit the stance. We would probably like to do this. Even though we are weak, I can live with this. Pop Ragnarok for very good damage. I think this is like a flow state. Doing 21 damage. Safety. And just accept the little damage you're taking here. You've done 120 damage to him in a single, well, 2 turns. No reason to fret. So on this turn, you're going to hit me for 26, which is going to be more than 26. That's okay. I think we want to get this garbage out of my deck. Play follow-up for free. Empty body. We want to play 2 cards, basically. There you go. Taking no damage, entering the next turn in a good spot. Remember, Ragnarok doesn't exhaust. So I don't think we need to worry. What we're looking for is to bust out with Crescendo and Ragnarok in like the same turn. So hold on, you're doing 39, which is admittedly, like, let me just tell you, it sucks. I'm not gonna attack you anymore. I'm saving up for my big turn. Okay, you're doing 27. It's not nearly as bad. I think you still stall on this turn. Ideally, we'd like to get him down to like roughly the point where he's about to split, crush him, and then get him after that. So we know we're drawing Ragnarok next turn. I wouldn't mind having like a 7-card turn here. Just don't draw Ragnarok early. We'd much rather draw Sash Whip for sure, so just keep that up. The weakness is very helpful. We want to play 5 more cards with 4 more energy. It's pretty easy. There's 1. This is a really good level of HP to keep him at if we're going to destroy him next turn. We need to play 3 more cards. Here's a strat they don't teach you. Okay, so now I think he's like, oh crap, I'm in a lot of trouble. If we enter Wrath, can we get him? This is the turn I've been planning for. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But Wrath will let us do 72 damage. It's not worth going for. Just stall. Let him heal for like 4 damage. Who cares? Now, Ragnarok? No, that's fair. We don't have a very attacking rich turn, but this does seem like a decent time to strike. So I'm actually going to Secret Weapon Eruption. That way we still have Crescendo for free. And we want to exit the stance. We're guaranteed to be able to, which is really nice for the record. We want to play our attacks first, though. Except in this case, we want to get vulnerability on you. 3 more cards. I don't think we're going to get there. It's unfortunate, but we're going to have nothing to play next turn. It is bad. But you're only doing 22 damage. You're doing 30 damage. Whatever. Hitting you for 36, I think, is a brain-dead play here. Just accept you're taking 20 damage. Get to work on him. So what do you do here? Cut Through Fate's pretty solid. And we still like Sash Whip. Keep Secret Weapon there for next turn. So you've weakened him. He's only doing 27. We don't need to exit our stance on this turn. I hate being made weak on the turn in which I'm going to draw a Secret Weapon, but it is what it is. We're just grinding them out. We're squeezing them like an old dish rag. So we got 7. We should have you. To the extent that I'm like, I'm not even going to crunch the numbers. There'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. We killed each other. I thought Ragnarok was in our draw pile. Oh, I'm devastated. You know the situations where we've beaten the enemy with 1 HP? We just had the exact opposite. Dude, it was the perfect run. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps us a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.